Hey, witches and those who love them. Grab a drink, grab a goat or two, grab a wand, and prepare for Witches Movie Coven. Yes, indeed. We are witches, real witches. We talk about movies, real movies, good movies, bad movies, movies with witches, good witches and bad witches. You never know what you're going to get, and we never agree. And you might get hexed, but other than that, we're so glad you are here. This week, we are talking about The Sorcerer's Apprentice. Yes, the one with Nicolas Cage from 2010. My name is Patti Negri. I am one of your hosts, and I'm honored to be here. You might know me from The Witching Hour, my regular podcast, from many episodes of Ghost Adventures, from other TV things, from bathroom walls across America, from my school, University Magicus, or my streaming network, Paraflix. But this is where I like to Wednesday with my beautiful Coven mates, which I'm going to pass over them to introduce themselves, starting with Courtney Buckley.
That's me, Courtney Buckley, ghost bait on Scared and Alone. I've brought my favorite friend Clayton to the show tonight. I'm sure we've all missed him.
Yes.
And my hexing hands. So I'm ready to talk about this.
Okay, perfect. All right, Richard-Lael.
That would be me. I am Richard-Lael. Richard-Lael is one name, not two. I am known as the Gentleman Psychic. I'm a psychic and a medium, but I used to be a psychic and a small until I gained some weight. That being said, you could also find me on sometimes Ghost Adventures, sometimes University Magicus. I am really easy to find. But before we go too much farther, make certain you hit the like, the subscribe. Really, all of your interactions helps us to keep giving you great content. It helps us to reach a whole lot of other people. And if you go right over here, you can go to Mystery Control. You can join the Coven. You could wear out. You could sleep with me right here on this app if you so like to. You could also wear Heather Greene's shirt. You can find Bro Witch things. You can find things about Patti Negri's underpants. You can find Courtney Buckley quotes. All kinds of fabulous things are over there at Mystery Control.
Thank you so very much for that. Let's go to the lovely, always lovely Heather Greene.
Hi, I am Heather Greene, and I am the author of Lights, Camera, Witchcraft. It is a critical history of witches in television and American film. And I am also an editor at Llewellyn Worldwide, working with wonderful witchy authors and occult authors, and a journalist who covers the same topics in the media. And I am, Dollcraft, I just saw it. And I am really excited to be here. I missed, I think it was last week, but I'm glad to be back and with my favorite group of crazy witches on Wednesday.
Thank you. Witch Wednesday. All right. And last and never least, Jason Mankey.
I am Jason Mankey. I'm not Heather Greene, which you might have thought because of the scarf, but she was a little late. We were a little concerned, so I put this on. I am a prolific author. My latest book is a biography of Raymond Buckley, but this time of year, you should be reading Llewellyn's Little Book of Yule, which is my ode to the holiday season. It is the holiday season, and there's no place that I would rather be than with my movie Coven this Wednesday night. I cannot wait to talk about this movie and make vomiting faces the entire way through.
Thank you very much. Now stop it. I may hex this evening. We will see. Hopefully you guys all watched it, this lovely fantasy 2010 film. But just in case you didn't, Richard-Lael, do you have a completely unbiased synopsis of this movie?
Well, I have something. Okay. Picture it, Sicily, 1922. Far more entertaining. Anyway, I'm not going to go into that. So this is a Disney cash grab talking about other Disney franchises and memorabilia playing on nostalgia. So if you like that, have we got a whole 2 hours of that for you? Apparently Merlin, the magician, had an apprentice, and there was Morgana, who was his lover wife, I think. And then somehow jump ahead to the future to a 10-year-old who passes a love note to a little girl. Do you like me? Yes or no? Will I be your girlfriend? Or you be my girlfriend? Yes or no? Whatever it was, it blows away, blows into a shop. The best thing about this film was the 1929 Bentley that was parked out front that has a major featuring role. That's the best part about the film. It was really hard to follow plot line twists. They get sucked. I'll put a pin in that. They get sucked into they get sucked into an urn.
That would have been a way better movie,
10
honestly.
years or 2 hours of the duration of the movie. I think that was how I felt. They were in this urn. This bad guy and this apprentice were in this urn for 10 years. This kid is accused of wetting himself, and he is so embarrassed he has to go to another school. Come to find out, there's a nesting doll, which contains super villain. I don't know. There's a flying eagle from off of the Empire State Building. There's magic, I guess, but a really neat car. Happily ever after. Love is great. Love is wonderful. Love solves everything. That's kind of it, I guess. I don't know. I was trying to pay attention. That's about it. That's all I have.
Thank you. And now that that's clear in your mind from beginning to end with all the little plot points within the middle, Heather, do you have 5 more things perhaps that we need to know about this movie?
Yeah, I do. I'm going to just put my goat down here and get myself ready for this. Well, I can only... So, I've got some things to say about this movie. We're going to start with 5 things.
5, but you don't have 5 fingers.
5? There's only 4
You don't
fingers. Okay, so 4 fingers. I'll have 5 things. So the first thing I am going to start with is this movie itself. It's 2010. This was really playing off the Harry Potter success because wizards, and Disney actually rejected the Harry Potter series. So they consistently did wizard-like things throughout this period of time. The Wizards of Waverly Place, for example, was around this period of time. And this is playing off of that, wanting to cash in, as Richard-Lael said, on that wave. So this was a bomb. You may be surprised that it was a bomb, but it was.
No.
It cost $150 million to make. It made $15 million according to the notes, but it was considered a bomb. It is not a successful film. It was directed by John Turteltaub. I don't know how to say his last name. And he was also did Cool Runnings, if you ever saw Cool Runnings. But I will have to say that John, the director, is an alumni of my university. So we are both Go Wesleyan, for where I started learning about film. So I will have to say that about him. Now we'll move to the cast. That's number 2. And we have some notable people in here, and I will save the best for last, Patti, because I know that'll make you smile. So we've got David, played by Jay Baruchel. I don't know how to say his last name. He was Hiccup in How to Train Your Dragon. One of the... Is he in that picture? I didn't think so.
Yeah, he's not far on the left.
There he is over there. I see him. Yeah. That movie. What's great about having done this movie Coven for so long is that I can point out the movies we've already seen these actors in movies we've talked about, which is what I'm going to mainly do now. So we have Alfred Molina. He played Horvath. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Frida, he played Diego Rivera. That's what I think of him in. There he is. Boogie Nights, Chocolat. Those are some. We haven't.
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2. There's so many he was in. I just picked a few. Yes, we all recognize him. He's a very recognizable actor.
I just like his name though, Horvath. I mean,
Horvath.
I know, but still,
I'll take Horvath for 200, please, Alex.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have Omar Benson Miller. He's Bennett. You may have recognized him from a recent movie we reviewed, Sinners. He was in that, as well as 8 Mile and a number of other things. Very recognizable actor. Becky is played by Teresa Palmer, who was in Discovery of Witches, if anybody has been watching that series or anybody watched that series. Morgana, of course, Alice Kriege, who you barely see, one of the best actors in this actual movie. We saw her in Gretel and Hansel, excuse me, and of course,
Gretel and Hansen. That sounds great.
Which one of the 3 Hansen brothers?
That's another movie we didn't talk about. And then we have a few others. We had the woman who played the Veronica character, or whatever, the girlfriend, Veronica Bellucci. She was in Dracula. She was Dracula's bride number 2. I'm bringing that up because I just recently watched Bram Stoker's Dracula from the 90s. So yeah, she was in that. But of course, the main character, Nicolas Cage. He has been in movies that we have reviewed. Wicker Man, which we forget about. Season of the Witch, Colors Out of Space, Renfield. He got his start with Peggy Sue Got Married, was one of his very early ones, which I remember him in that. Raising Arizona, of course, and then made his fame over and over again. He's been in hundreds of movies, and we all have our favorite Nick Cage go-to movie. My personal favorite is Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. If you have not seen that movie, I highly recommend it. It's from 2022. It's more recent. And it is absolutely one of my favorite go-to movies. Just generally, he's brilliant in it, and one of the best drug scenes ever recorded. You know, Courtney's shaking. You know what I'm talking about. It's such a good scene.
My favorite thing about that movie, and I think we've talked about this before, but is like, it's not even the writing's great, but it's the subtleties of how they act with their eyes, like him and Pedro Pascal, and their relationship with each other and how that's portrayed. Like, I was screaming in the theater.
Absolutely.
Great movie.
Brilliant movie. So we'll get back to Nicolas Cage and naming. We did this before as naming our Nick Cage movie. But before that, let me get to the other ones, because there's some other interesting things about this movie that need to be brought up. And I'm just flipping my notes here. It's hard to do that with one paw. So this movie is based on, of course, it's Disney, based on the short they did in Fantasia that was released in 1940. There is Mickey Mouse, and you can see him behind me as well. There he is right there. Yeah. Mickey Mouse. That is a cell reproduction from the movie Fantasia itself. That's sort of it. Not the right coloring, but yep, there you go. Nesting dolls. So Fantasia was originally called the concept feature. If you didn't know, I spent a lot of my time studying Disney animation, and a lot of the early silly symphonies that Disney did were set to music. So when Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was successful, they decided they wanted to do a longer version, the concert feature, a feature film made up of similar things like the silly symphonies were. And so Fantasia was part of that. It was a short. It was they used the music of Paul Dukas, a French composer, and the music was supposed to illustrate the story of the Sorcerer's Apprentice. So the Sorcerer's Apprentice was not written by Disney. It came out of the music. They used the music, created the story. It wasn't originally supposed to be Mickey Mouse. Then they added Mickey Mouse to him. They redesigned him to make him fit, to be more human, to have more reactions so the story would work. Okay, that's number 3. But we're moving on. But Paul Dukas did not invent the story either. So the story, he took the story from a ballad written by Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, I don't pronounce that correctly, which was written in 1797. And I have that here, but I'm not going to read it. But it starts out that old sorcerer has vanished, and for once has gone away. Spirits called by him now banished. My commands shall soon obey. Every step and saying that he used I know, and with sprites obeying my arts I will show. And it goes on to tell the story of an apprentice who uses magic when his master is away, and then it gets out of hand. So this is the ballad written in 1797. But wait, there's more. This ballad was not created. The story was not created by Johann in 1797. It's based on a 2nd century tale by a Greek satirist, Lucian. And that story is part of a longer group of stories, a conversation between two people that this author wrote. And he tells a story of his friend Eucrates, who then discovers a magician or a sorcerer named Pancrates, I believe, who teaches him magic. And then he decides to use the magic when the master was away to bring brooms to life to clean. And when he tries to stop it, the brooms divide. He doesn't stop and it gets worse and worse. And we all know the story. So this is actually a legend or a story or a narrative that has lasted since ancient Greek times, or at least since the 2nd century as we know it. And it's come to mean something called the Sorcerer's Apprentice syndrome, where we try something out and it gets out of control, out of our control. So there's a long history behind this actual story beyond what Disney has presented in 2010 or in 2000 when they redid Fantasia, or in 1940. So this is there's a long history. Hitchcock did the story. There's been also novels and short stories based on this concept. So I think that's pretty interesting, taking it a little bit beyond and taking it into a concept, a theoretical concept and a philosophical concept of this idea of the Sorcerer's Apprentice syndrome, where we unleash something that we don't fully control or understand, and it moves beyond our control. I think we can apply that to a lot of things that we're seeing today. So that is a little history. I can get into magical people in magical men and witches in film and all that stuff, but I think I'll pass it out, and I think I'll leave you with that, and we'll see how things go. Okay?
Thank you so much for that. Oh, now you have 2 hands. Oh, yay. Thank you, Mickey hand. All right. Who wants to talk first, Courtney?
I have notes.
I have notes. Now I'm scared.
I have notes. Okay. I would just like to bring you all, everyone in the chat, everyone in the Coven, along with me for the ride as I watched this movie, because I narrated my thought process throughout the time that I spent being tortured. The first thing I wrote was the Prime Merlinian is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Then I noted that the fedora look is a lot when he had the fedora and the long leather jacket. Also, side note, Nathan's dream look. I can't wait to show him this because he'll never ask me to wear anything like that again. So that's great for me. Then later on in all capital letters, I wrote, "Stop saying Prime Merlinian." And then I have other quotes for later, but there is one quote that I would like to bring up that made me scream, and I almost shut the movie. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, sorry. I skipped one. I wish the voodoo doll needles went into my eyes so I didn't have to watch the rest of it. Proves that I am a very powerful witch because I could tell the future, because then came the line that made me almost turn it off, which was Abigail Williams, a little witch who put Salem on the map. I thought I was going to spontaneously combust and have now cursed anyone associated with this movie with my curse hands. Because not only do you not need to bring Salem into this, but Abigail Williams was an accuser, not a witch. Not even an accuser. Okay? So I already was boycotting Disney. Now I'm boycotting Disney even harder. So yeah. And then in all capital letters, are you kidding me?
They didn't say Abigail was.
Yes,
they didn't say she was a witch. They said she put witch Salem on the map. They said she was a witch.
Nope.
That's true.
They said Abigail Williams, a little witch who put Salem on the map. That's what they said. I watched
And
it.
then
Sorry.
he had to
Courtney's-
steal the power. He had to steal the power from a witch.
Yeah.
So
Courtney's got receipts tonight, baby.
Literally,
Receipts.
I live for the moment that I can have receipts, and I wish that I
Mhm.
could burn the receipts of this movie from my mind with bleach. So, if anyone knows anybody that can do a lobotomy real quick, I might be in the market for one because I had to watch this. So that's where I'm at.
Oh my God. My experience was so different than yours, Courtney. I love
Nick Cage, and I hate Nick Cage. I can't stand Nick
I
Cage.
love
I can't stand listening to him talk. Okay, he drives me insane. So I already hated this movie, and then they brought Salem into it, and I'm gonna lose my mind.
Well, you're going to lose your mind for anything that they bring Salem into it wrong. We do know
Right.
that. But I laughed, I cried, I jumped.
I mean, I
Everything was
cried
perfect.
too, but I think it was
What is-
different crying.
I was weeping for the last
Okay,
pieces of my
I'm
soul.
tired. I'm always tired because by the time I get to watch the movie, it's really late at night. And like last week's movie, I don't know what it was because I fell asleep. The week before, I fell asleep. I did not fall asleep. Movies are for entertainment. I was entertained. I like men with long, messy hair, curly, wavy hair. He had long, messy, curly. Yes, Jason. Yes. I
Yes.
love your hair.
Right.
And Nicolas Cage. It was funny. I think they had a sense of humor about it. Yes, it was a Disney movie. Yes, it was a silly. I want to be in. Yes, I think that's the funniest word ever made. So I watched a complete. You can hex me. You've never hexed me in all these years.
Oh,
Mm.
Courtney. Oh, Courtney.
I brought my
Patty, 'cause if
one
I
down.
have to hear
I brought my
Prime. If I have to hear Prime Merlinian one more time,
Doesn't
it's
that
gonna
look
come
just
out
like
of me.
his?
Yeah, it does, and I don't want to look at it.
It's for you, Courtney. It's
like
for you.
flames
I just
on
lit
either
up.
side of my face. Flames on my face.
I'm gonna get you. So I'm
would like
gonna
to
hex
know
back
why.
tonight because this was a fabulous movie.
Oh
I
my God.
laughed, I cried, I jumped. There was nothing confusing about it. What could be confusing about this movie? They were sucked into a bottle, they got out of the bottle. Love
I'll tell you what's
wins.
confusing. What's confusing is calling Abigail Williams a little witch. That's what's confusing.
Okay, they should have left Salem out of it. They should have
Yeah.
left Abigail Williams out of it. But other than that, it was such a perfect movie. Just saying. Okay, Richard-Lael, help us. He's frozen, or am I
He's
frozen?
Well, I have to say, what I thought was ridiculous is when the magic, they're like, oh, we don't want mortals to know that magic exists. Meanwhile, flying an eagle from the Empire State Building. And then also, besides all of the magic stuff, okay, so how do people in New York City just find themselves on top of the Empire State Building? And then she can reach over and nudge the satellite with her foot? Like, she can change a satellite direction with her foot on a building that is, I don't know how many thousands of feet tall. I don't know. Big buildings that have high winds, and she can nudge it with her foot like she's playing footsie with her lover under the table. She can move a satellite with her toes. I mean, that's
I've
magic
done
in and of itself.
She can. I've done it on top of the Empire State Building. She can. It's a movie. It's a movie. You have a trouble with that and not all the other things and turning in and being in a bottle. It's a movie.
Yep.
I mean, in
I don't have a
fairness,
problem
she
with
was a
being followed.
DJ. I mean, she has powers. She was a DJ. I mean, they make that very clear. People listen to her show. She has great taste in music. Therefore,
She
she
knows
can move
how to
satellites
move
with her toes.
Oh, and her favorite music is the same song 18 times throughout the movie.
They had two songs. They were two different songs.
I used to like that song until I had to hear it in this movie so many times. Now I'm over it. I don't want to hear about it anymore.
Who wants to jump in? Richard-Lael?
Well, I think that Vincent Price, I think that Nick Cage is like Vincent Price. Vincent Price never turned down a role, even when it was bad. And Nicolas Cage never turns down a role, especially when it's bad.
Yeah.
I have a list. I actually have a list of my least favorite films. Nicolas Cage film. My least favorite films. Let me pull this up here. Let me see. Which is movie Coven. We'll go back into here. My top 5 least favorite Nicolas Cage films, in order from okay to like bad. Number 5, The Sorcerer's Apprentice, for apparent reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, Wicker Man, which does not exist. Number 3, Season of the Witch, for obvious reasons. And then 2 is USS Indianapolis, just because I thought that Nicolas Cage was still Nicolas Cage and he wasn't acting very well. I mean, it was just Nicolas Cage. Fine. You know what? I didn't actually fully watch that film, but I just seemed like. But number one awful, most dreadful Nicolas Cage film, Left Behind.
Yeah.
He's a pilot. He's left behind. The rapture happened like it was December 2024. I don't know. Whenever it was. Months ago. The rapture was.
I mean, not every movie can be Ghost Rider when you're Nicolas Cage, you know? It's pretty tough. There's such a high standard all the way through.
I have my list, if anyone would like to know, of my least favorite Nicolas Cage movies.
Okay.
All of them.
No, wait, the massive.
Yeah,
wait.
The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent is the only one.
That's a fabulous movie.
Right, I love that
Pedro
one.
Pascal saves it.
I liked Renfield.
Renfield is fine.
I hated Renfield. That's my least. Ugh.
I like Renfield.
Like, all the rest of them are my least favorite because they're all terrible because he's the worst.
I mean, I loved Face Off because he was wearing John Travolta's face. So Nicolas Cage is playing John Travolta, and John Travolta is playing Nicolas Cage. Wow. Mind blown.
Yikes.
Mind blown.
Yeah.
You guys, he commits. It might be a bad movie. It might be a good movie, but does any actor commit more than Nicolas Cage? He doesn't.
Well, somebody needs to be committed.
Yeah, and he's himself in every movie. I think that's why I love The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent as much as I am, as much as I do, because he plays himself, but like in a funny way. Yeah. Other than that, he's just him. He's himself in every. He was himself in this movie. The way he said things, he was like, I don't even remember a quote because there was. I've tried to erase it from my mind already, but there, like, just the way he talks is himself. It's the most annoying thing that I've ever seen in my life, and I can't. The unbearable weight of having to watch him in anything else is going to kill me.
Nicolas Cage stars as Nicolas Cage. Yeah, you're right. I agree with Courtney. Like, Nicolas Cage plays Nicolas Cage character in most of these movies. It's not usually something that's very, very different. This movie, though, I was just waiting to have my childhood crushed when it started. I knew there was going to be a moment where our Sorcerer's Apprentice has to clean the room, and he's going to conjure up the brooms, and it's going to hurt my soul a little bit. If I could hex a 15-year-old movie, I would have hexed a 15-year-old movie right at that spot. I love the original Sorcerer's Apprentice from Fantasia. This is an IP cash grab, and it sullies my memories of Mickey doing awesome things. I had Sorcerer's Apprentice sheets when I was a child. I got to sleep on Mickey Mouse dressed as a Sorcerer's Apprentice because that is the best Mickey, and this movie just like ruins it. And it's even worse because I love the How to Train Your Dragon movies, so I have to hate Hiccup for a second because he's in this film. As I promised at the beginning, I will now make a vomit face.
Mickey isn't in this movie. This movie isn't about Mickey. you. Heather.
Yeah.
This movie is not about Mickey, clearly. And that's the problem.
It's not about Mickey.
I am going to tell you all that I'm going to make a personal admission here. Like Jason, Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey is my favorite Mickey. As you can see from my, I don't know which way I'm doing this. Hold on. There he is. My cell. I've had that since I was in college. My parents got it for me. In fact, when I applied to college, I put Mickey Mouse as my hero, and that was my essay to get into college, and I got in with that essay. And I've had this one. Here's my hat. Here's my gloves. Now, this is not, and I studied Disney animation when I was in film school and did my work on Disney animation. So Mickey has been, I have original drawings from 50s animators hanging in my hallway over here of Mickey and Pluto and Donald. So this is not a love of everything Disney does. Clearly, this is a passion I have for Mickey and the Sorcerer's, wherever he is. He's over here. Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey. So I knew going into this, because I had seen part of it because my children had watched it when it came out, and I knew it was going to be unfun. And it was going to ruin I wasn't going to let it ruin my passion for Mickey and the Sorcerer's Apprentice. Fantasia is a brilliant piece of animation. It is art. And the fact that they have Mickey in the Sorcerer's Apprentice, it is artistry and fun artistry, and it is a beautiful thing. This was boring. This was like, if a movie was a try hard, this was a try hard. It was throwing things in, like, let's throw a little Salem, let's throw an upside pentacle in, let's throw in Merlin, and let's say Morgan Le Fay, and we'll throw it all in, and then we'll add some things, and then poof. So yeah, this was embarrassing for them. I'm like, no. You know what? And Disney's known for regurgitating over and over and using their properties that make money to redo it. And I was afraid when they redid Beauty and the Beast on Broadway when it first came out that it was going to be a disaster. That turned out great. But they do it. They do it over and over and over again. This did not work. This did not work at all. And I was bored, and I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed for them, because Disney's Fantasia and Disney's Sorcerer's Apprentice is one of their most renowned, beloved pieces of art that they've created. So they should have just left that one alone. But that's my personal opinion. Patti, I respect your opinion. You had fun with it, and that's what movies are supposed to be. So, you know.
That's what I do. I wasn't comparing it. I wasn't comparing it to Mickey. I wasn't comparing it to Fantasia. It wasn't animated. It wasn't Mickey. It was its own version. And yes, it was a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but it kept me awake. I love Nicolas Cage. It wasn't confusing to me. I followed the whole plot line, and I thought it was just a fun, simple, silly little primal Merlinian movie. So I was never bored, and I'm bored so often with our movies. I was never bored. I might be a simpleton. It may be too late at night when I watch it, but there's people in our chat room, and speak up, people in our chat room who got it, who liked it. I don't care if it was. I don't care. I stayed awake. I liked it. Nicolas Cage is cute, and he has great wavy, long, messy hair, just like Jason.
To quote Jason,
Oh,
I want whatever edible Patti had.
Yeah, for real. Take six.
That's what I want.
I normally love
Come on over.
Disney villains.
Mhm.
I love Disney villains. I love Jafar is
Fabulous.
Yep.
Fabulous.
Fabulous.
I love the queer-coded villains. This villain, though, like, he had no point. Like, what? Why? Okay, so he dresses snazzy, but why? Like, there's no why. He's just the bad guy. And I kind of was disappointed because this was a villain that I didn't care for. Though I have to admit that car was gorgeous. That was my favorite thing in the entire film. In fact, every time it was on screen, I was definitely awake.
So the one thing that's interesting is that the original story. So we look at the Greek version, we take the 1700s version, you take the 1940s Fantasia, all of these versions. All they were about was the scene that we know from the 1940s. It was the apprentice saying, I've got a little bit of knowledge of magic and access. The teacher's gone. I'm going to go and try it out. And it gets out of hand. And then the teacher has to come in and control it. That is the whole story. That's the Sorcerer's Apprentice syndrome. The rest of this movie is just, they took that story and said, okay, how can we fit that into a narrative? And that's the problem. They forced this little piece, this little tiny piece of this movie and surrounded a narrative around it, that because they were trying to do something that would appeal to the Harry Potter fandom at the time. So it's forced. It feels very forced to me. Like, we got to get something. How are we going to cash in on this Harry Potter theme of a boy wizards learning something and having an apprentice? That's what it feels like to me. And I'm like, oh, and then they throw in the Salem part, and then you could hear Courtney screaming
Yep.
all across the country.
I almost immediately, I was sitting there like zoning out because I'm so mad that I have to watch it. And then I heard a piece of it and I screamed, what did they just say? And then I had to rewind it. And then I literally almost picked up the phone and came into our group chat and was like, I'm not coming. I'm not doing this tonight. I'm done. I saw the Salem part. It's over. I can't do it. But I'm very brave, and I came here instead and to scream live for everyone.
I think we lost Patti.
I think her phone overheated. And while she's away, I'm certain that we know how everyone else here is going to vote. We're not going to jump the gun, but I think I predict that everyone here is going to vote down.
Well, you know what? Maybe she got so angry that she left because.
I don't think it's anger. I think that the temperature rises where Patty's at when she talks about Nicolas Cage. You know what I'm saying? The cheeks get flushed. There's some heat that radiates from Patti. And then you hear, oh, Nicolas Cage. Oh, my God, Patty's back.
You guys drained the battery in my computer. I think I have to go get a plug. I couldn't hear any of that. I was frozen out because you guys drained the battery in my.
Well, this movie drained my battery, so there's her.
Perhaps you should hook that up to a Tesla coil, which can do all kinds of amazing things. Because
I think that guy was adorable. I thought that character was so cute. The goofy little guy. I mean,
he was definitely 19 and is definitely not 25 years old. Absolutely. No, absolutely 19. Believable. 100%.
Yeah. Was he supposed to be 19? I could have sworn he had to be 22, 23.
He said
22. Yeah.
I heard 19 because he was 9 and it was 10 years later.
He
so
had a birthday in the middle of the movie, Richard-Lael. At first he was 19 and then he said he was 20.
Yeah, I heard 20.
And was in no way 27 or however old.
I was too busy typing into my phone, make it stop, make it stop, make it stop to all of you. And so I missed that part. That's on me. It's on me.
You guys broke my computer. All right. Who has something to say about this film? Anybody before we move on? Has it all been said?
I knew I was in trouble when the movie opens up with like 12 minutes of exposition. Right? Like if you cannot explain the plot of the movie during the movie, you're in
Yep.
trouble. So it opens with all of that Merlin and Merlinian stuff, and
Ugh.
people are trapped in the nesting doll. And at that moment, I just knew. I just knew we were in trouble. I knew I could see Richard-Lael's eyes roll in my head. There was the scream from Courtney. There was that flush from Patti because it was Nicolas Cage,
Yeah.
and an exasperated sigh from Heather saying, "Why are you ruining my childhood?" I could hear all of that in those first 8 minutes of the film. The 8 minutes that felt like a small eternity.
Yep.
Kevin
Thank you,
liked it,
Kevin.
Patty.
Thank you, Kevin. Not Kevin. I don't mean Kevin, our Kevin, because our Coven is in Kevin, if anybody doesn't know. But Kevin Zamborovsky.
Yes.
Thank
We have a sixth co-host, Kevin.
Yes, we do. Our Kevin. Anyway, all right. Do we have any quotes for this, Miss Courtney?
Unfortunately, what a waste of paper this was. Okay. The first one I wrote down is when the bad guy came out of the stupid thing and he said, "When am I?" And then, but the best part of that is I wrote by the bug man, because he had just come from bugs. So that was exciting. And then I don't remember who said any of these, so bear with me. But she will remember you. What are you, Braveheart? This is not happening. I taste sour in my mouth, which, okay, but interesting. Is sorcery science or magic? Yes and yes. When Dave said, so I should probably pee first? And then the girl said, "Are you stalking me?" And he said, "Not in a threatening way." But everything about this movie is threatening. And then, of course, the stupid one that made me want to light my hair on fire, Abigail Williams, a little witch who put Salem on the map. Those are my quotes.
Thank you. And dare I say, Jason, do you have
Yes.
movie moment, minute?
I do. It kind of made me mad when I sat down to write it, and I tried a bunch of things. Because it was the holidays, I actually tried "'Twas the Night Before Coven" and "All Through the House." Nicolas Cage was stirring, and I was starting to grouse. The Sorcerer's Apprentice was not written with care, just hopes that the box office would soon be there. But I didn't finish it, so I wrote something else, because it's too hard to write poems. Yeah, it's too hard to write poems, though. So we all know how much movie studios love IP, intellectual property. This is the story of how one of those pieces of IP became the absolute crap of a movie that is The Sorcerer's Apprentice. And now the Mankey Moment proudly presents Overheard at Disney Studios. Those Harry Potter movies sure made a lot of money. Do we have anything like that in the Disney vaults that we can remake? Sorry, boss. The only thing that comes close is The Black Cauldron, and we screwed that up so majorly that we lost the rights to those books. Hey, guys, I've got an idea. Remember that really old movie they made with crayons or watercolors or whatever back in the long, long ago? The one with no words, just lots of music that wasn't good? Good like Britney Spears and NSYNC are good? There was one scene in there with Mickey Mouse doing spells that made brooms walk. Maybe we could turn that 9 minutes of nonsense into an entire movie. Oh yeah, The Sorcerer's Apprentice short. We sell Mickeys all dressed up like that. We could turn that into a 2-hour movie, right? Maybe get Johnny Depp or something to play Merlin? I can just imagine Depp saying things like, "Not all magic is silver and gold, mate." Or, "I'm going to use a spell to fix that right up, mate. Maybe create you a girlfriend or something." Arr. Well, I'm not sure we can get Depp right now. He's busy turning Jack Sparrow into Tonto in our new Lone Ranger movie. I can call Nicolas Cage, though. He just did the Wicker Man remake, so clearly he will do just about anything for money. Excellent. Nicolas Cage. Hang on, gang. I'm going to roll the Disney Studios movie generating dice to come up with a quick outline for this film. All right, the dice say we open up with Merlin the Magician. The kids these days still know Merlin, right? And then we kill Merlin off, and his apprentice, Nicolas Cage, takes over and tries to prevent the end of the world. The dice say we should name him Balthazar. That's one of the three wise men, so people have heard that name before, but not really know who it is. I love these dice. And Nick Cage will get an unwilling apprentice who is in love with a girl way out of his league, and they'll hook up. Cage almost dies, but they save the world. The end. We use their IP, and we're going to make $1 million. The dice forgot the bad guys. Hey, I've got an idea. How about Dr. Octopus from Spider-Man and the Borg Queen from Star Trek? Star Trek? How nerdy are you? Pretty nerdy, but that will work, all right? Sounds like we're going to make $1 billion. Watch out, summer of 2010. We are coming for you. This will launch an entire franchise, right? Let's put an extra scene at the end to set up the sequel. Get the dorks all riled up. Looks like we're done here, gang. We've got our new franchise, The Sorcerer's Apprentice. Real quotes from a Disney meeting that I just happened to stumble upon, and that is how that movie came together. Just like that. They rolled the dice. Got some
Beautifully
poo.
done. Thank you very, very much. Okay. Well, we have lots of things that we could talk about after this movie, since we've seemed to have had all about this movie. We do have to vote on this movie, though. You guys in the audience, please, chat room, wands up, wands down.
My wand is so far down, I'm throwing it on the floor.
Oh,
My
Okay.
my little Mickey's apprentice, my little sorcerer's apprentice is pointed down.
oh. I have Patty's back. This movie one is way up. Thank you, Robert. Wands up, horns up. Thank you, Lord Calvin. Wands up. Thank you, John Lopez. Thank you. Thank you. I know my coven doesn't know anything, but I love them anyway.
I think
My wand is down. My wand is so down. It's fired. That's the apprentice. It's fired.
All right. Again,
I love this movie as much as I love that.
movies are for entertainment. I was entertained. Ultimately
Okay.
down. You get wands up. CIN 505 wands middle. We have a lot. No, my coven isn't even middle tonight. Down, 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 up, up. My wand is bigger than you guys' wand, though. I must say.
Hey, I got him. He's the authority.
You're right. You must, and you've got your hat, and you got your hat, and you got the hands. You got the wrong fingers. Nope. Wands down. So, Mary Jane, I love you anyway.
my
Anyway.
wand would be further down if I dragged it to hell myself. So
People tell me my wand
You
is
can watch
plenty
another
girthy and when it's down. So, you know, that's where we're at.
you're actually girthy.
Girthy.
Just like the bad guy. All right. Do we know what we're doing next week?
Something
one.
better.
Red one. I don't
Red
know.
one?
I don't know whose choice. Oh, that was Courtney's.
Courtney's.
Finally, not the slop that I've had to watch tonight.
Finally, The Rock is back at a movie.
Yeah,
Sorry.
So we're going for classy film now.
listen. I sat in the movie theater watching this movie, furiously texting our group chat, being like, "We have to do this," like 2 years ago.
You did. I remember
Yeah,
that
yeah.
clearly.
And then there were like other texts that said, please stop texting your friends. I don't know how they jumped into the text, or we could hear them complain that Courtney was texting during a film, but she's going to be kicked out of the Alamo Draft House if she's not careful.
Okay, so next week, Red One with obviously The Rock. And but we
Great one.
still have 10 minutes left to talk about things. Nick Cage or
God,
his good movies.
Patty, why don't you tell
or
us your top 5 favorite Nicolas Cage films? You can tell
Yes.
us the top.
all of them. Except for the one, what did we watch last time that is one of the few I did not like?
Susan the Witch or Renfield. I think those are the last ones that we've done.
Yeah,
We
one
did
of those.
Colors Out of Space.
I
with him
love
in it.
that. Scarlett wrote it.
It was- Seasons of the Witch then, or Renfield.
Okay, one of those two. I can't even remember.
I think you liked
It was my
Renfield.
least favorite Nicolas Cage for some reason, because where I love his charm and his Nick Cage-ness,
Season of the Witch.
I didn't
if
feel
memory
it in
serves,
that. But I
Season
love
of the
Colors Out of Space because Scarlett wrote that. And he was good in that. He was Dad. So that's all I have. I only have, that's it. I have got no
What's
other
your
movies.
favorite one? What's your favorite one?
This
What's
one.
your, what's your go-to? What's your go-to
This one.
Nick Cage movie, Patty?
Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Oh,
Just for today. Because it's funny. He's good. And you guys got it all wrong. And he has curly, long hair, wavy.
Jason, you better be careful because she keeps bringing that up and looking at your block.
oh
in
my
the
God!
screen.
Look at that. Valid
I've
girl.
only ever interacted with Patty while her husband was around, so I thought I was pretty safe.
We're saying, and he's got the same hair, kind of only
Mhm.
gray. Yeah. All right. Well, I like that. Pretty much the whole chat room was with me, 99%. So
that is true. The
That is
chat
true.
room, all of
Because
those out there in
sometimes-
television land.
Mary Jane King, 1456, great taste. Nope, nope. Wands down. Harry Price,
Oh,
Wands middle.
John Maxwell
Next.
unilaterally down.
Okay,
Yeah.
the beginning ones were all positive. Scroll down. Scroll.
I saw my favorite phrase in the comments a couple times, which said Courtney was right. So
Hey, there's a T-shirt. Courtney was right.
always.
I will say, like, when I saw Courtney in the dim room with the darkness, I was like, she looks ready for Hexen tonight.
She
I
does.
hope-
I know.
I hope she hates this movie as much as I do. I was really nervous the first
We
moment
said-
I saw Courtney.
I'm like, okay, Courtney, you're in the dark. She looks so comfortable, relaxed. You know,
I'm not relaxed. I'm on edge. I'm trying to be comfortable and relaxed. I had to do something to soften the blow of the stress that this movie put me under because it was so terrible.
The car was beautiful. The car was absolutely beautiful. I cannot stop talking about the car. That was my favorite thing. I could have watched 2 hours of just that car.
It
So
would
I
have been in a better film.
I could have watched 2 hours of paint drying and I would have been more engaged and less angry.
I see
you
that.
That would-
I see that our hosts, our producers have asked the question, what should we watch for next year, or what should we do for next year? And I'm going to be putting together with all y'all the calendar. So what movies do you guys want to see for next year? I know Jason's got we already know Richard-Lael's birthday. That's this year, but Jason's the first birthday one, and we've got some other fun stuff. What do you guys want to see next year?
Oh, that's right.
Well-
I will have to look at my IMDb and see what Nicolas Cage's movies with witchcraft that we haven't done yet.
Oh,
There are a number of them.
I know.
Okay, hold on. Patty's request: Nick Cage movies every time. Writing this down.
Yeah.
Nick Cage.
2026, the year of Nick Cage. We can just go through all of them.
I'm gonna get so hexed. But we want you guys' ideas too. You guys in the chat room, tell us what you want to see. You might know movies that we don't know. I don't know anything. Heather knows a lot, but these guys are pretty good with their movies.
I'm
But
writing them
you
down.
know what witchy movies you guys have there? All three fingers are going to write them down. So you guys have given us. I think you guys have given us some really good recommendations that we have followed. We want to do what you guys want us to do. I
Kevin
stayed
Yeah,
said-
that's some real.
There
Make
is
a
a
movie.
quote. Thank you, Marty. I stayed awake. Me too. I stayed awake.
the bar is
You all
in
have
hell.
given us some great
I
films,
stayed
and then somebody gave us this film too.
Yeah,
I
who
don't
did
know who
that?
that was.
And you did.
I
Yeah,
just
no,
wanna talk. Just give me a
Yeah.
name. I just want to talk.
I
do
would
not
have
know
had
who
I
did
seen
this
it
one.
before. Witchville 2010.
Litchfield.
Let
Let
the white,
the right
let
one
the white
in.
one in.
Okay. Anyone else?
These are good.
Jason,
Heather,
you have any idea?
well, for my birthday, I'm going to do How to Train Your Dragon. I love that movie. And we have a vote for Let the Right One In, which is a movie that I really like. It's a vampire movie.
Mhm.
So that would be good. Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost.
I mean,
Zoinks!
I
Yes,
actually do like
Zoinks!
That's not a bad idea.
Speaking
Yeah.
of vampires, my birthday pick is Twilight. You're welcome.
Oh God.
Which one?
All of them.
Well, meanwhile, Ms. Courtney, I'm so excited for you to watch my birthday pick because it's from 1963 in black and white. There is no CGI, and it is an hour and a half, maybe longer, in a haunted old house, but it's black and white.
Richard-Lael, I love you, and I will love that for you.
Thank you. Well, good. I look forward to it. I look forward to hearing you.
I look forward to all the kind words that you're going to use about the entire Twilight franchise when you watch it.
No. No.
I know what
You'll be
Wednesday
waiting for a
I will
while.
be gone next year. And it'll definitely be Courtney's birthday.
Nope.
It'll definitely be Courtney's birthday.
Courtney, I'm backing you. I'm good. I'm there.
Thank you.
I'm there.
Yeah. I don't know. I might have to wash my hair that night. I don't know. It's gonna be
You're
tough.
pretty hair, Jason.
Enjoy a year of just the most minor inconveniences leading up to that, and it won't be me doing it to you. So
So yeah, you guys keep on. You guys, Witches Movie Coven has our own Instagram page. Tell us what you want. DM us. That's fine. Let us know what's what. Talk to us. We all post. We do things. Mystery Control. Check out our stuff on Mystery Control. Again, you can't sleep with Richard-Lael, his pillow. My panties are on. You can't have my panties right now because of the tariffs.
Your panties.
when you can get those back, because you've sent me several pairs of those and I have used them and they are magical. So.
I know they totally work. We're getting some more movies in here. Like
I'm writing them all down.
Good.
Warlock the Armageddon sounds like my type of movie.
Is Nicolas Cage in it?
Nope. Exactly why.
All right. Okay. A couple minutes left. Does anybody have anything coming up that they want to talk about? That we can go see, watch? Nothing?
Nope. You can find me here.
Okay.
Jason's up there
If you're
first. So go ahead.
The holidays are quiet for me. Tomorrow, though, if you're in the Bay Area, is my annual whiskey party. I sent the Coven a picture earlier. I don't know if Rob can put it up or not, but 70 bottles of whiskey, because that is how to celebrate the holidays in a traditional witchy pagan sort of way. Small pours, though. Small pours.
Of 70 bottles. Because if you have to sample 70, the smallest pour would be.
Most people don't get through 10.
Okay. Really?
It's a lot. It's a lot of whiskey.
That is a lot. If anybody's in Texas, near Ballinger, Texas, which is about 3 hours out of Dallas, in the middle of nowhere, I'm going to be there this week. Oh, look at that! Is a lot of whiskey. I would pick it by the bottle cover, just like I pick wine.
We would curate whiskey for you and try to match it to your palate, because that's how snobby we are about whiskey.
You are that much of a connoisseur. I love that.
Yes, or at least I pretend to be.
Well, good enough. It's LA, Hollywood. It's California. All right. If anywhere is near Ballinger, Texas, and you want to really have a spooky, fun holiday, trees, lights, ghosts, and everything, we have like a ticket or two left for Ghosts of Christmas Past #2 at the Old Park Hotel in Ballinger, Texas. It's a small, intimate paranormal investigation. You can spend the night with us if you want, in a very, very haunted, no amenities, old, falling down hotel, or don't spend the night with us if you don't want. But we have a couple tickets left, and it's a great holiday gift because people remember experiences often more than presents. Otherwise, buy some of Jason's books, all of our books for the holidays, right? Right. Sorry, I got the hiccups. Rum soaked something. Fruitcake. Oh,
Rum-soaked cackling. I like that.
Anyway, it is that time. We have one more thing to do. Nicolas Cage has something he wants to say.
God.
1, 2, 3.